another video, and today we are going to be doing another Lego set after my other one that I did.
Michael Cohen,
So we are starting off
former President Trump
now.
is going to testify at the civil fraud trial in New York next week. Cohen was supposed to testify this week, however, it was delayed due to a medical issue. He was close with former President Trump until their relationship deteriorated over the years. Mr. Trump is expected to attend a trial on both Tuesday and Wednesday. A judge ruled today that Alex Jones cannot use his Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing to evade paying money to the families of the Sandy Hook shooting. The families of the people killed in the elementary school shooting were awarded $1.4 billion in defamation lawsuits. The case was over comments Jones made, saying the mass shooting was staged and that the families and first responders were crisis actors. During those trials, his company InfoWars declared bankruptcy. Jones later declared personal bankruptcy.
The Supreme Court lifted restrictions on the Biden administration's communications with social media companies as a lawsuit moved forward. The suit is over the government's efforts to combat online misinformation. The ruling from SCOTUS pauses rulings from a federal trial court and a conservative appeals court, which limited several U.S. agencies on how they communicated with social media companies. The agencies wanted to speak with the companies over content containing misinformation about COVID-19 and elections. A former Florida lawmaker has been sentenced to 4 months in federal prison for wire fraud and money laundering. Prosecutors say State Representative Joseph Harding acquired more than $150,000 in small business loans by lying on COVID-19 relief fund applications. He resigned from the Florida House last year. He was the sponsor of the state's parental rights and education law, also known by critics as the Don't Say Gay law.
What you doing? Watching yourself while you build Legos? You making a video?
You gotta get ready to take a shower.
Director in Alabama that was tased.
And you gotta tilt it down or tilt it up where it can watch you build it. It don't see nothing but the top of your head.
I don't care.
There you go. Now, there you Logan.
After he refused to
You was seeing the top of your head. You was making a video out of the top of your pocket.
Clearing the stadium safely. Mims was arrested for disorderly conduct, harassment, and resisting arrest, and now he's on paid administrative leave. Dogs have been rescued from an alleged puppy mill in Missouri, many of them in critical condition.
I'm sorry about
The Humane
that.
Society of Missouri says many of the dogs are severely thin and weak from suffering and
That was
injuries and health conditions.
Associate.
9 other dogs were found dead on property. The St. Louis Humane Society says it hopes to get custody of the dogs and make them available for adoption.
Not a
once they're
word.
able to
Something to eat
recover.
yet?
Ken Justice joins us now.
Well, she tried to order something on Wawa, but their site's not working right.
Enjoyed 4 students
I was
taken
gonna
to
go pick it
hospital
up.
after ingesting THC
Well, the site's not
gummies
working.
at
I
a
won't let her
local
check out
elementary
paper.
school.
It said
Where
something about she was
investigators
trying to
say
pay
those
for it out of
second graders
state.
got the marijuana-laced candy.
I don't know.
And a crackdown on speeders in St. Johns County. Deputies and where they are targeting aggressive drivers and some of the highest speeds that they've clocked so far. Those stories and more tonight on E10 O'Clock News and News for Jax at 11. Tark and Joyce.
Ken, thanks. Still ahead on News for Jax, you may have to find another airline if you're planning to travel with Spirit.
Yeah, well, nearly 100 of its flights were canceled today.
Got a spotty chance for some showers in and around kickoff here in the first snap. Southeast Georgia, Northeast Florida looking good. What about the rest of Friday night and the weekend? We'll have that coming up.
Also up next, both Fleming Island and Creekside are looking for a win tonight. Jamal St. Cyr is going to give us a preview of tonight's matchup between the Golden Eagles and the Knights.
News for Jax. Trust, integrity, experience. That's the local station.
At Harrell & Harrell, we give back to local charities and causes. We care about helping people. We're proud to sponsor closed captioning for our community.
It's the fall savings for all event at Hanania Subaru in Orange Park. Fall in and save big on our giant Subaru inventory and get our best values right now on every vehicle at Hanania Subaru.
We can't wait to welcome you to the Hanania family.
Nothing brings people together like good food. With the freshest ingredients, all natural Fage sour cream is so rich, so creamy, so good. Daringly simple, amazingly delicious. Discover Fage sour cream.
With FPO, I can use my tablet to look up my business profile, and it will tell me how much power I'm using and where I can stand to save. I'm not a techie guy, so it's great to have something so simple that I can understand and manage.
My teeth have been a problem my entire life. I frequently had infections, which made me sick and weak, so I couldn't do the things I wanted with my horses. Since I've got these teeth, I've started wearing makeup again, I've dyed my hair, I've got contacts, all because I feel like there's something decent to look at. Where before, when I went near a mirror, I always looked away. The doctors at Jackson Hunt know what they're doing, they're confident, they're kind, they are absolutely wonderful.
The Rooms to Go store-wide sofa sale is going on now. Hurry in to get big savings and endless sofa possibilities. Remember, every Rooms to Go sofa is on sale. Save on fabric sofas, sleeper sofas, plush leather sofas, sectionals, and reclining sofas. Every sofa you see is priced low to sell fast. And only Rooms to Go offers an opportunity like this. So shop the Rooms to Go store-wide sofa sale going on now. Every sofa is on sale. Get it all at Hanania Subaru of Orange Park. During the fall savings for all event, you get a lifetime warranty, a year of complimentary maintenance, and now lifetime car washes at Hanania Subaru.
We can't wait to welcome you to the Hanania family.
When you hear the clap of thunder, know that the Weather Authority is tracking storms that step on your plans.
Multiple rounds of wet weather coming through.
Using the power of Exact-Track 14 to stay ahead of weather.
There's a chance for some light to moderate rain.
Alerting you wherever you are. When the storms come, you'll be prepared. Chief Meteorologist Richard Nunn and the Weather Authority on News 4 Jax. Always watching, always tracking.
The Animation Academy. Discover a behind-the-scenes look at the art of animation. Visit themosh.org for more info.
Sports Desk, presented by Farah and Farah.
Oh, Dad, I think you might want to push the trash down because
Jamal
look.
St. Cyr joining us live from Creekside High School. Jamal.
My trash, the package got a little too big, and then now we're trying to go down and keep
vying
going
for
up
some
and down.
playoff position right now, while Fleming Island, they hit a kind of rough patch in their season, so they're not in the playoff conversation, but they're a young team that has hope for the future, and they're hoping that maybe they can start and spur some things that'll head into next season. This is a big game for both teams. A lot of Creekside fans here tonight because it's senior night as they get ready for this game. Game kicks off here at 7 o'clock. We're going to be streaming that game live over on News4Jax.com and in that News4Jax Plus app, because it is our Football Friday game of the week. Then we'll have highlights coming your way tonight on Football Friday. That's at 10:30 right here on Channel 4. They're doing some announcements for the starting lineups right now as the teams count down to kickoff. We've got about 15 minutes to kick here. Now, the Jaguars normally, we're talking what's next for Sunday, but they played last night, Thursday night football action. Jaguars in New Orleans. They hadn't won there, but crunch time moments. Jaguars get a late Christian Kirk touchdown here that kind of gave them the lead late, and then the defense had to hold on to things. Buster Brown, who was starting for an injured cornerback, Tyson Campbell, was able to get a pass breakup in the end zone. This was big time for the Jaguars. Such a great play by a young player for the Jaguars. They walk out of New Orleans with the team's first win in the Superdome in franchise history. This is also Trevor Lawrence's first win in the Superdome. He said he battled through the knee injury, and playing in the Superdome and hopefully closing out a book there was a big part of the reason why he wanted to give it a go.
It was good to win here. You know, I haven't had much success in this stadium going back to college, so that feels really good. And I just think it was good for our team today to.
And we'll be talking more about the Jaguars tonight on Football Friday. We'll have 1010XL's Frank Frangie in the building as we'll kind of put a bow on what you can or what happened last night in New Orleans for the Jaguars. The team has a little bit of a break before they get ready for the Pittsburgh Steelers next week. Again, I'm live here at Creekside High School at our Football Friday game of the week. We'll have highlights coming your way a little bit later on. For now, live here, I'm Jamal St. Cyr for Channel 4, the local station.
Exact-Track 14 constantly scans for new threats in your neighborhood, alerting you faster than ever when severe storms are heading your way.
watching Jamal, trying to see the sky out there. It's a little overcast. Did I see that?
A little bit of haze left over. Yeah, and I was looking into the crowd, you know, from the band and all the way across, seeing if anybody had an umbrella. Didn't see any of those. So where he is, looking pretty good right now. But if you're in Southeast Georgia, it could be a different story. So we're still watching a couple of those spotty showers approaching that kickoff. All right, so here we are over the swamp. No worries there. That's just going to give the frogs a little reason to do some croaking here before they start to dig those big old mud pits in. Bury themselves for the season as the temperatures start to change. So let's move over around the Hoboken and Hunta area, also clearing out where we had some of those downpours. And I'll show you what I did here just a little while ago. Put a track together, but it's moved offshore from Brunswick, St. Simon, still in and around those Golden Isles. So this is where it was sitting, but moving at 20 plus miles an hour means that it swept through that 12-mile range there, almost 13-mile range, pretty quickly. Most of it offshore. You've got about another 5 minutes or so here, just out to the Isles themselves. And then these will move away from the swamp part of northern Charlton County, US 1, Highway 301, and just to the north. It does look like areas around, say, Folkestone, maybe around Homeland here will pick up a spotty shower or two as those continue. But that is it, winding down the showers. Times of high tide, you know, we're talking about next week bringing back the flooding because of the onshore flow, but we'll continue with tidal flooding through late tonight. We'll catch a little bit of a lull tomorrow and Saturday because of the offshore flow, only to see the wind turn around, and we're back to the same thing here. So some moderate and minor to moderate flooding expected next week. 81 degrees southwest wind, very cool look here with that wind that's been whipping from the west and the southwest. It has left us here from the water, more of a choppy kind of look to it here, but there are the clouds that we were talking about off in the distance. They're giving that hazy look there for the football game tonight. Meanwhile, it's a Category 1 storm, and the stronger side staying over the open water of the Atlantic. That's great news, but still going to be a very tropical weekend here overnight tonight and then through the weekend until eventually we get to Sunday, Monday. Category 1 storm then starts to turn and move into the open water of the Atlantic. And here's just something else to think about, not worry about, just continue to monitor. The models make it look like it's going to move over to areas off to the west, just to the north of Panama right now. But it's a 20% chance in the next 7 days, and that is Norma. And you can see where it's become that major hurricane and then kind of fluctuating, but still going to hammer down on Cabo San Lucas. Our temperatures in the 70s, we got down to 71 degrees at one point as the showers were going through, and still 3 degrees warmer than we saw yesterday, 7 here in the River City, and we're even at Alachua County. This is almost spot on, so using that as our timeline, about 7 to 8 o'clock, we're done with the showers, including that of the beaches. 9 and 10, the front is still coming through, so some of the clouds will still be there for our late night forecast before those two. Partway sending us into what will be some sun after a little bit of morning fog here on Saturday, and then Sunday looking equally as nice and warmer if you're ready for it, and you're like my mom, anything less than 78 degrees is just too cold. Then you're going to like Sunday's forecast as temperatures take us back to what will be lower 80s. Outside right now it's 79 degrees, still breezy at a 20-mile-an-hour flow. Showers are offshore, frontal boundaries moving away, and our temperatures will slip from where we are now into the 60s for most of the night. But as we get ready to wake up and start our Saturday, this does not follow my forecast exactly. Let's see where it bottoms out. The dust takes us to 58, so we're on the same page, a little bit cooler in the areas of southeast Georgia. Get the sunglasses ready this weekend, especially if you're heading out to the beaches for the Sea and Sky Show. Not only that, the SPF UV index will be about a 6. So yeah, you can still get a little bit of redness, especially in the tender spots. 58 degrees. Oh, it looks like I lost Snapjacks here, so let's just take you outside. Sea and Sky Show, 1 to 4. Blue Angels fly at 3. 70s beachside. A breezy offshore wind, so they'll be pushing from the back here as the Blue Angels continue to fly both Saturday and Sunday. We're back to the work week, and that's where the wind turns around. Northeasterly flow and a chance for some of that minor to moderate flooding along the beaches, the intercoastal, and the area rivers.
Thanks, Richard. After the break, a warning about toddler milk supplements.
You know why pediatric professionals say that they really are no longer necessary.
To be on a team at Farrah & Farrah, it takes hard work, it takes sacrifice, and it takes effort and dedication. It has to be your mission to make a wrong right. And that's what it's all about here at Farrah & Farrah. Here for you, here for good.
Imagine a new Buick that makes life a piece of cake. I was going to say easy as pie, but that's way better. A new Buick that makes backing in a walk in the park when you kayak in the park. Now imagine this new Buick with Wi-Fi and unlimited data. The new 2024 or Buick Encore GX.
Get 2%
Whoa.
APR and no monthly payments until 2024.
Bye.